Hi everyone, a very good afternoon. My name is Tasha and I'm your MC for today. Welcome to our series of webinar, and I hope you all are safe and well and practicing social distancing for those who have gone back to work. Today we have another exciting topic, and the person who will be delivering it is my colleague Paki. Paki heads the innovation and MSU team in Ipsos, and this next topic is relevant to what we're going to face in the new normal, or I don't think it's called the new normal now, it's just normal for the next phase in our business and our lives. What will be important is that we understand where the market is going and how our businesses can actually survive and thrive in the new condition. So the topic, as you all know, is called the next brand phase, a new form of rituals in a new low-touch world. Before I hand you to Paki, just some ground rules as usual. If you have any questions, all of you are on mute, so please raise your hand or park it in the Q&A, and we will address the questions at the end of the webinar. And if you have any pertinent question or you wouldn't want to share in this forum, please do email myself or Paki. You will have our email addresses at the end or at the end slide later. So Paki, over to you. Have a good webinar, everyone.
Okay, so first of all, thank you everyone. Okay, thank you, we are great. So first of all, thank you so much for everyone joining. So actually we receive a lot of queries from our client. It's no longer about what is happening during the COVID of the MCO, but is what would happen after this, right? And if so, we have these topics which we are also receiving not just in Malaysia but globally. So we decided to put this topic out for you, which we call the next brand phase, a new form of rituals in a new low-touch world. So let us begin. So first of all, let's talking about what we call a routine, right? The routine is what actually helps us to function in this world, which means that it is something that we are doing on a autopilot mode. For example, let's say that during lunchtime, you're likely to go to a certain restaurant. You are likely to sit at your favorite spot, or you normally go out of your home at a certain time and catching a certain train. So that's your routine. That's all things that you do on the autopilot, and it saves you a lot of time to do a decision making. So that is what we call a routine. But then that all routine has been disrupted because of this COVID-19 or MCO. And it not just disrupt about you, it disrupt the whole society and every angle of our society, from our education to shopping, to our transportation, your hobby, your sport, even your religious practice. So everything has been disrupted. So we welcome you to this new low-touch world, which means that it's the world where we're going to have a less physical contact with each other. We are likely to be 1 meter apart or 6 feet apart. And it's not just about apart as in terms of physical. You might be likely to getting out of your home physically less than what you used to do. You might start doing things from home or doing something virtual or online. So this is a new world that we are entering into. So the question is, what would be the role of the brand in this situation? Right, what would be the role of the brand in this situation? So let us begin on this one. So first of all, I would like to get this out of the way, okay? It is okay for you to be active during this period or this situation, okay? Because you might feel that, oh, what should I do? Will they view me badly if I do something at this moment? So we do a study asking people, and what they say is that, yes, they would like to see you that you are socially responsible, you help the society. but they still want to hear from you about what can you do as a brand or manufacturer to help them go through this crisis. And they are not naive. They understand that the business wheel needs to still turning. So it's okay for you to do something during this period. And it might not be the time that you decide to go dark. So in Ipsos, we have this sixth phase of the COVID, which we have developed. So it starts with, the uncertainty where we don't know where we are doing until we do more of a new routine to the new normal. So this study is done globally, right? And this is the result when we do it during the 16th to 19th of April. So it's just about 2 weeks ago. And with this, you can see that we are at this stage in orange, which we call acclimation. Acclimation, as the word means that when you move to a new area and you getting used to those climate in those areas. But in this context, what we mean is that it's not just about your adjustment where you create a new routine. We already passed that. You already start to work from home. We not just start work from home, we already get used to work from home. We already get used to go to the shopping mall with a face mask on. So we already in this orange state in acclimation. You already settle to your new routine already. But the settling into new routine doesn't mean that you or your customer gonna feel comfortable, because at the end, inside of you, you still feel that you want to get back to your normal life. You still want to go out, you want to go to the park, to restaurant, to hang out with your friends. So this is the attitude of people where we do it at the same time. So you want to go back to your normal life. You are worrying about, your job security, your health. So yes, routine does not equal to comfortable. Then, okay, from you, what should the brand do in this stage, right? So actually we align these three phases here, but actually there are phase zero. Phase zero is actually when you actually don't know what to do. And that is a phase zero, which meaning that I'm not so sure, should I communicate? Should I not communicate? Should I still following my previous marketing spending? Should I revise it? So you are kind of reluctant of what to do. And you start with the first phase, which is empathy. So with empathy, what we mean is that, do you see the brand, which already say that, okay, we care about you. That's why we give this donation. We donate food, we donate money to help a certain causes. And that is the first phase. And we already passed that phase already, right? We are in the second phase, which we say that your brand needs to help connect the new routine and ritual with your consumer. We're going to focus on this second phase. And as there is a third phase, we're not coming up yet. When we have the new normal and we already passed this crisis, it may be 1 year, 2 years from now, and we start to develop a new normal. So let's classify between routine and rituals, right? As I told you earlier, routine is about something that you do on a regular basis and it becomes an autopilot. And you don't have to think much about it because it's just something that you do on an autopilot. But when you infuse those routine with meaning, that's why it's become a ritual. So let's give you an example. Let's say you are a coffee person like me. I like to have my hot coffee in the morning. And I go to Starbucks, right? And for me, going to Starbucks is not just by autopilot of want to get a coffee, because I enjoy seeing my favorite barista. I feel like it get a kick in the morning. It helped me start my day. So actually those things, for me, it turned from just a routine to become a ritual, because it has more meaning than just go and get a coffee. There is a meaning for me behind it, a lot of connection, a lot of energizing. And of course, the ritual fulfill a need. For me, it's a need for belonging. It's a need for energizing in the morning to keep me a go. And why this ritual is so important at this stage of the crisis? Because during this crisis, people want to have a sense of control. They want to feel that, okay, I can still do this, right? Okay, I can still go out and get my coffee. I can still having a conversation with friends, even though I'm not able to see them face to face. So all these will help get them through the crisis because it gives them a sense of what we call a normalcy or the normal behavior. So how brand can do that? So there are 4 things that I like to highlight here. First of all, you need to identify what is this new routine or rituals that happening, right? So let's say that we see people ordering food online more. You might see that if you are a manufacturer brand or a retailer, you might see that, oh, people, they might reduce the trip to supermarket instead of, let's say, twice a week. They might go there only once a week or only twice a month, right? If you are in service business, you might say, oh, instead of people doing just visiting the branch, they prefer more to call center or even do a video call or a Facebook chat with you. So that is all the new routine or rituals that happening, right? Next step, once you identify that, the next one that you can do is you associate some kind of meaning into those behavior. Okay, what do you mean by, people doing more interaction with you to video call? Oh, it's convenient. It's actually not different from, what you used to have for the face-to-face or going to the branch. You going to the supermarket only twice a week. It actually helps you think more. You can plan more. You control your spending. So this is all the meaning that you can help the consumer build into the new routine. A third one is about a shared experience. So what we mean by that? It means that when people settling into a new routine, they would feel strange in the beginning because they might not know, are they the only one doing this? Let's say that now, let's say they need to go out to the supermarket with a mask on, right? And then they feel that, okay, am I weird? Am I strange doing this? You can emphasize that by showing many people who do this, and then it show you that, oh, actually you are not alone. Actually everyone is doing this. So doing this is a new routine and it is okay. And the fourth one, once you identify all this, is when you align your brand experience into this new behavior. So again, the thing that you do will need to complement or help emphasize in this behavior. So in next stage, we are actually showing a different example of what we can do in each one. So the first one, this is the brand called Brewdog. Brewdog is actually a pub and the craft beer company. So this is from England. So in England, going to the pub, having a drink is actually a big thing. It's not just about getting drunk. It's about hanging out, meeting with friends. And you actually do a lot of things in the pub. You have a quiz game, you have a comedy, you talk to your bartenders. So Brewdog do this, and they not just encourage you to do a virtual drinking. They actually have an app and a platform for you to do all this online. So with this, you can still share your drinking with friends. They still have a pub night, a quiz night. They still have comedy broadcast onto their pub platform. So because they identify that people still want to drink and they identify the virtual drinking routine. And with that, they implement this kind of platform into their system. The second one is to give them what we call internalization, or what we mean is that give them a meaning into their action of why they do this. This is a brand called Dr. Oetker. Dr. Oetker is actually frozen pizza brand. And what here, they develop a campaign which is translated as not together, still very close. So in here, you see it's actually two people. It's actually boyfriend and girlfriend who actually having a pizza dinner with wine together. It's just that they're just doing this through a video call. Again, not together, still very close. So again, it's not just about you having a meal to virtual call. It gives a meaning, it gives a sense of belonging that it actually help you to still connect with your loved one during this crisis, and our brand can help you do that. The third one, this is when you share experience, it means that you show that it's not just you, it is actually everyone is doing this. This is the brand called Bird's Eye. Bird's Eye is a brand in the UK. They are doing a frozen food company, and they are coming up with this video, with this campaign. And what is so surprising about this campaign is that, okay, UK go into the lockdown on March 23rd. This campaign come out on April 8th. It takes them only 2 weeks to come out with this campaign. So let's see what is Bird's Eye doing. Right, and that's where what I'm doing. They show you see that everyone is like this, everyone is stay at home, but let's make the best out of this, you know, and let us help you to do that. Right, so that is what Bird's Eye is doing. Oh, okay. And the fourth one is about aligning your brand experience, right? So it's not just about identifying routine and ritual and give them meaning, but then to identify where is your brand play a role in this one. So this is from Nike, right? You can see the tagline here. If you ever dream of playing for millions around the world, now is your chance. Play inside, play for the world. I actually get a goosebump just reading those tagline, because you know, we think that okay, you don't need to be a world-class sport player to have a chance to play for millions. Right now, by you staying at home and exercise at home or in your bedroom, you already play for millions of people. We are here, we are in this together. So this again is how Nike actually align who they are with this current situation and ritual is happening. Again, it's not just about you find something to do at home, you exercise at home, but you exercise at home give a meaning. You are helping the whole world by just exercise at home. Right. So to wrap up in this one, so the key takeaways is that first of all, we already know that the current brand or the coronavirus is actually inspiring a new routine or a new ritual, right? So then you as a brand, you can help identify this, you can help shape this, you can help reinforce this. And maybe after this COVID-19 has passed, those routines that you emphasize will become a ritual of the consumer. And you can do that apart from identifying is give the consumer a meaning into their action and align your brand experience in that one. Now, okay, I give you a lot of, example, and you may say, okay, it's like to come from, the UK or Europe. So just take a look back into Malaysia. So we do our own study. This is around the end of March, and we see how the behavior of people is changing. So the green one is where they are doing more. So it is no surprise that people using social media more, they following on the news, they are using all the instant messaging like WhatsApp. But one of the behavior that we see is you might not surprise is actually the increase of the e-commerce in those periods. 48% say they are doing more of e-commerce during this period. But what people is actually buy online, for those who say they actually buy e-commerce and buy more frequent than what they used to do. So the first one is, we got a personal care item, which is not much surprising. The second one is more interesting, which is a grocery and food products, because previously grocery is the one where consumer do not do an online shopping. You're not gonna get your grocery because you feel that, oh, it's just easy for me to go to a supermarket. I likely to choose my own product. I check expiration date. I looking whether the meat and vegetable is fresh. But then with this COVID-19, suddenly people also shop for grocery and food products more. The one about the footwear and clothing may not be so surprising. The one is about cleaning product. Again, because now we are concerning about our health, so we're gonna buy more on terms of the cleaning product, right? And then another thing we have is art and craft, because you are staying at home and you start to do your handicraft in that sense. And there is actually some of activities where you actually doing for the first time. And one thing that we find is, first of all, is the video call, right? Because, previously, let's say that you are not working from home. Now you're working from home more, you're actually doing more video call. But then you feel that, okay, we got a question. We're gonna answer that a bit later. Okay, so we got the video call, and then we said that we're doing it for the first time as well. But what is this implication for you? Because you think about you as the service provider. Sometimes you want to shift servicing from your branch to an online. And previously, consumer might not like to do that yet. They might still feel, okay, I just go to the branch, or maybe I call to call center. But right, it might be a new behavior that say that, oh, actually the video call, we're going to be something of the future. Let's say they might do a customer service through video call more. It also gives you a chance to get to your customer, because we say that some of customers are actually trying new brand during this period because of the lack of option. They cannot just get their regular brand. Okay, just a moment. I try to click this on. Okay, then what can Ipsos do to help you with this new behavior that's coming on? So first of all, we have this new global study, which we call an e-commerce unleashed. Some of you might see this before when it called e-commerce unboxed, where we want to understand the e-commerce behavior of people in various categories. Right? But before we launched that, the COVID-19 happened, and then we find that the previous one that we want to do is no longer relevant anymore. So what is the e-commerce unleashed? It's actually our global syndicated study to emphasize on the e-commerce, but it's not just about currently what happened. It's actually a future focused research about what would likely to happen, what behavior is gonna stick in the future. So what we're gonna cover in this study is about from the past, about what people used to buy, how they buy before the COVID-19, what they actually do during this COVID, how they get through this period. Why do they need help? Because you can see that actually people are doing something for the first time. They shop online for the first time. So we want to know, okay, what do they need help? And I think the fourth one is where everyone wants to know is that, will those behavior gonna stick? If they're buying e-commerce now, will they continue to buy e-commerce in the future? Or they're going to relapse and back to their normal grocery shopping, weekly shopping? And when do they think that they're gonna arrive at the post-pandemic? And with all this, what it means to you is that because previously you might have your marketing plan or your plan line up before the COVID-19. And now everything need to be changed, need to be rethink. So how can we help you to turn from your old plan to your new plan? How we do that is actually, you can see the list of the country here. Malaysia is part of the study. And what we can do is we do it as a tracking study. So previously we do is a one-time off, but right now it's a tracking study. The first wave is having 1,500 respondents, and we continue with a 500 respondents in the second and third week. And we are covering various categories from grocery, home care, beauty product, electronics appliance, personal care, healthcare, banking, alcohol, and tobacco. What I show you here is what we call a mega category, but actually inside there is what we have is the small subcategories. And if you are interested and would like to check, okay, whether does your category included in here, again, feel free to reach out to us. It's going to give you what you know where you to play in this one, and the understanding at the category and subcategory level. So this is when we already started the field work because, as you can see here, we do the field work for 3 waves in April, May, and June. And we're going to have the report on a monthly basis from May, June, and July. And so this one, we also do a special pricing for this because we want this to be accessible for everyone. So we bring the price down. So all these 3 wave report is at 25,000 ringgit, and this is actually include the SST already. So this is the net price that we are offering. You can also buy a global report for 15 countries, and that become 265,000 ringgit. We can also help you do some kind of the workshop after the study to bring the action. So that can be a virtual workshop, which you're already doing, or a face-to-face workshop, and that is 25,000 Malaysian ringgit. The other thing that we can offer you is we have this other one called the brand compass. So this is exactly fit with what we just discussed earlier in our talk. It is that where is the routine or behavior of people change, not just about shopping. This is about the whole routine change. And then where is my brand? How is my brand supposed to play in this new environment? So this is what we call a brand compass study. It got the category module, it got the brand module. And what we can do is it actually help you answering all these questions about, how is the consumption is changing? What is the new routine that's happening? What is the current frustration or challenge that people have? What are they compensating for their behavior? Will those behavior gonna be durable or relevant? And then what is the role of your brand in this context? And then do you need to adjust or change your brand positioning to a new brand positioning or activation? This is more like an ad hoc study. Again, if you are interested, please feel free to reach out to me or our colleague in the Ipsos. And actually that brings us to the end of the webinar. So this one is where I would like to receive the question from you, and especially from Tasha, who doing the comment box.
Thank you, Paki. I hope it was a good session, everyone. We will, as usual, send across the deck once the webinar is over. We do have one question, Paki. We have, in terms of personal care, what does it cover? Does it cover sanitary pads, and what about baby diapers as well?
Okay, because this is actually going to be a bit more details. So if you don't mind, I would like to take this question. I'm not going to answer this right now. I'm going to send out the list, the detailed list to the client who asked the question, so they can see the whole list of the category that is covering.
Fantastic. If anybody has a question, either they raise your hand or actually put the question in the Q&A box. Okay, we don't seem to have any questions further than that. So I assume that the webinar was very clear, which is fantastic. Thank you once again, Paki, for hosting and being part of this webinar, and everyone who has joined in. Thank you so much for your time.
Sorry, Tasha, there is
Yes.
one question from the attendee to ask whether the grocery or food product that we see from e-commerce is more
Okay.
skewed toward male for female. So
Okay,
because
sorry, yeah.
the attendee asked to be anonymous. So if the attendee would email the question to me and Tasha during after this, then we would answer your email. Okay.
That will be fine. We will answer it accordingly. And I think, Paki, we will pass along your email address and my email address as well when we send across the deck, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, let me see. Let me just do a final check. All right, so that's it. Thank you from us. And you can see Paki's email address there. And we hope to see you at our next session. Goodbye, everyone. Stay safe.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for joining the session.